Welcome to the Ulm Forum. This program is brought to you by the Ulm chapter of the League of Women Voters. We are a nonpartisan group who works dutifully to encourage informed and active participation in government and community. I am Sarah Pruitt, and I'm here with Kelly Meisner. Kelly has a business called Hypnotherapy with Kelly here in New Ulm, and she's based out of the Wellness Collective. Kelly, tell us about yourself.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here. Yes, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. First of all, I've been doing therapy in New Ulm for probably about 12 years, and I have worked. It was previously Sioux Trails and at Brown County Family Services, and most recently I have been at the New Ulm Medical Center doing trauma treatment using hypnotherapy. I got trained in hypnotherapy in 2016. It was just kind of a coincidence how it came across my path, and I had taken a course on it and just realized I was very, very interested in it, and so I chose to go to an expert and get it done. And it was then that I realized how effective it was at healing just not only trauma, but I mean, trauma is kind of a big word. It's a big buzzword going around now of what is considered traumatic. We think trauma is often major abuse, which it is, but it also can be things such as, maybe feeling like being bullied. Bullied is a trauma for kids that is often underestimated. Or maybe if a kid is a very highly sensitive person and they're raised and their parents maybe aren't that way or are angry, or their parents maybe drink, and so then the kid is raised in an environment feeling like that they're less than or something's wrong with them, even though there wasn't any major abuse. They had all their basic needs, but it's sort of an emotional neglect, can be traumatic for people, and it grows up as they grow up. It affects how they operate, and it can impact their lives as they get older.
Cool. Sounds like you have a ton of experience. So you worked at the hospital and Sioux Trails, and you've been in town for a while, and then you went to the Wellness Collective. Can you explain what that is to people that don't know?
Yes. So after the pandemic started, I kind of, like a lot of people, started to just reevaluate what I wanted to do. So I started my own business. The Wellness Collective is an amazing establishment. It's recently become a nonprofit. Our sort of mission there is that as a nonprofit, we want to be able to offer our services to the community at reduced rates or free, and have kind of free classes and things like that. So we operate on donations and fundraising, but so that's the nonprofit piece of it. But within the building, there's I think like 17 practitioners who we all have our own business in some sort of alternative therapy or alternative care. So mine is hypnotherapy. There's women who do massage and acupuncture. We have those beautiful yoga studios in the basement. So there's yoga, there's Reiki, there's sound healing. So there's many different kind of alternative forms of treatment, but the thing about a lot of those treatments is that they don't, insurance doesn't cover them, so our prices can be too expensive for some people. So we're trying to, as we work on donations and develop programming, are trying to make it so that we have programs available for the community at reduced rates or for free. So there's that. Yes, it's at 15 South Minnesota Street. If you've never been there, it's kind of between the Baccarat and the Legion. It's a beautiful, wonderful space.
The place with the pretty mural on the side.
Yes. Yep. In that alleyway. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I go to a lot of things at the Well, and I love it there. So hypnotherapy. Can you tell us maybe like some misconceptions and some myths, and tell us what it isn't?
Yes. We will start with what it is not. It is not that you are sleeping, and that you don't know what you're doing, and that you don't know what it is that you're saying, and that you are not in control. The truth is that you are actually probably in more self-control in that state of mind. Over the years, TV and movies have used hypnosis as a form of entertainment. I mean, none of those movies or shows would be nearly as entertaining if hypnosis was portrayed as what it actually is. They make it seem like they can make you do things, and stage hypnosis is another thing. And now it is funny, don't get me wrong, but the thing is these people volunteer to come up on stage. They know what they're doing. They're signing up for it, and they do put them into kind of this state of relaxation where the people just do what they're told, and they kind of just don't care. It's not that they actually think that they're a chicken. They know they're not a chicken, but they don't care, and so they're just acting like it and having fun with it. So it's not any of these things that it has kind of been portrayed that it is. Mm-hmm. What it is it's actually working with brain science, where, you know, sort of right now, just in our waking state, our brain is like vibrating at a specific frequency. And when we're sleeping, specifically in our dream state, our brain is vibrating at a different frequency. There's a different place in the brain that is activated. And what the research has now proven is that when a person is in a state of hypnosis, it's as if their brain is in that state that you're in when you're dreaming, but yet you are consciously awake. So it's a way to work with imagery and metaphors in your mind's eye to be able to kind of create what it is that you want. So for example, a lot of times it is used for like enhancing skills. So some people will use it to improve their golf game or things like that. Now that's wonderful. I don't do that. It's also really effective for things like quitting smoking. I also don't really do that. The way that I use it is that and how it was done for me and how it helped me was helping with kind of getting to the root of some really faulty beliefs that I had about myself, or that I developed when I was younger, or things that I was told, and like deep repressed emotions that I had. Those are stored in the subconscious mind, and so I didn't really know that. And so as an adult, I was operating out of these old ways that I developed when I was little, such as like getting really mad about things really easily, just being really irritable, or getting really nervous and anxious about having to go out in places, or being really stuck on painful things that happened to me in the past that I just kind of like couldn't let go, had a really hard time forgiving people or forgiving myself for things that I had done. Now, it wasn't really interfering with my life. I mean, I was still getting up and going to work every day, but it was like annoying, and it was something that I knew that I wanted to improve about myself. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of the clientele and type of people that I work best with. You know, maybe people who have gone to therapy and can get so far in therapy, and when I used it in my therapy practice would be when I would be talking to a person and then just find that they were just really stuck, that talking about it and kind of doing traditional therapy practices just weren't really working. Mm-hmm. And so it was clear that there was some kind of stuck thing going on in their subconscious that they didn't even know about. If we knew what it was, we wouldn't need to do hypnosis to try to get at kind of the root of what it is. So yeah.
So what you kind of said was, just to reiterate, you don't do the, even though it works, you don't really do the improved golf game or quit smoking or lose weight, or it's more if somebody's going to traditional therapy and they're at like a roadblock, and they just need to dig deeper and they can't quite get there.
Yeah, I will clarify, I do use it for losing weight. Okay. If it is an emotional eating issue.
Sure.
That I can help with, because it's about healing the emotion in the first place as to why we are doing the eating or the addiction. There's other addictions, you know, scrolling, spending money. When it's an emotional issue that we feel an emptiness inside of us that we're trying to fill with something from the outside in, that I can help with, because it's really about helping people tap into their true nature within them and healing, you know, these traumas or things that happened when they were younger that led them to believe that they were somehow not good enough, and releasing that kind of faulty way of looking at themselves and looking at others. Forgiveness is a huge piece of it. It's about like forgiving and understanding why, you know, maybe adults in our lives did what they did at the time, or why we did what we did at the time, and working through kind of a forgiveness process, and forgiveness isn't necessarily saying that that it was okay. It was saying that I'm releasing the anger and control that I'm trying to have over it, and sort of healing and moving forward. So yeah, those are kind of primarily how I do it.
So if I were to try to set up a session with you, what does that look like? I contact you, and then what would a session be like?
Yes, so people can contact me many different ways. I have my phone number is on my website. My website is hypnotherapywithkelly.com. So there's a phone number on there. People can call and leave a message, or text even, and just tell me kind of your name and that you would like to set something up. I also offer a free 15-minute phone or Zoom consultation, where if you just want to chat, and we can kind of talk about what is going on with you and if we think that this would be a right fit. People can email me at Kelly at hypnotherapywithkelly.com and just kind of say, this is my name, this is what you don't have to tell me as much or as little as you want in an email or and just ask about setting up an appointment. And so then I will get back to you and we'll kind of figure out, do we want to talk first? Are you ready? And just to kind of back up, I don't work with people with severe mental illness. It's almost like a screening process for both of us to chat just a little bit beforehand.
Make sure you're the right fit.
Yes. And I do also, in addition to hypnotherapy sessions, which are 2-hour blocks of time, it's a 2-hour session. I also offer 1-hour talk counseling sessions, but I don't take insurance is kind of part of it. So people do need to pay, if people agree to the discounted price, my rates are like $50 an hour is kind of the straight rate. So if you're going to do a 2-hour session, those are $100. If you're going to do a package, more than one. Sometimes people will want just the 1-hour talk session first and just want to just meet me and kind of not really jump into the hypnosis, but maybe talk about it a little bit or see maybe do they even need hypnosis or not. Some people want to just jump right in because they just know that they've done all kinds of work and they've read a lot of books or they've gone to therapy and that hypnosis is just their next step. And as long as they're a right fit, then we would just kind of jump right in on that first session.
And then I had asked prior to recording how many sessions it would take to see results, and you said a lot of the time instantly, or
yeah,
right
people
away?
will see, you will have results after the first session, but like everything, nothing is a one and done. It's not like this, you just do this magic session and all of a sudden everything is cleared. I mean, a lot of people come in and you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. We got there, it took 30, 40, 50 years to get to where we are. It's going to take some time to undo it, but people will have amazing clarity and results after that first session. I do offer, I can't say how long it's going to take people. Everybody's got just a different range of what their stuff is, and some people only have a certain budget that they're only going to spend so much. Some people just want to work on just this one issue, so they only come for a couple sessions. I do offer a discount price if people agree to do 3 hypnotherapy sessions. And then sometimes people want to do a hypnotherapy session and then they'll just want to do a talk session just to a week or 2 later and just talk about it and see how it has impacted their lives or how it applies to their lives, and just kind of talk and not do a hypnosis session. And then maybe a couple weeks later they'll do a hypnosis session again. Some people I have will come once a month as a maintenance, or some people I don't hear from for 6-8 months a year, and then they call me up again and they're like, well, I got this thing going on, can I do it for this now? And so yes, I'm really very flexible. I think other hypnotherapists can be really strict on the way that they do it, but because I'm also offering kind of the talk session, I'm really fluid in what people need and how often they need to do it. And
well, it sounds great.
It's
and
really great.
From what you were saying, a lot of people have been referred there from prior clients.
Yes. Most of my clientele is from their friend who did it, who said they had amazing results, and then they are wanting to do it. So it's mostly been word of mouth. I really don't advertise much, but there's such a need for help right now that I don't need to advertise. But yeah, I really like that word of mouth, because I think too that if you trust somebody who's had it done and they go, oh, it's not this crazy thing that we think that it is, it really does work, and you trust somebody who's had it, like then you come in kind of feeling more confident and feeling like it will work for you, and it does. It's very, very effective. It's proven just in the research. Well, nothing's proven in science and research. We're always trying to just gather information, but all of the research is showing that it is very effective. It can have some side effects, just kind of a caveat that sometimes people can feel, kind of the most common one would be during a session, if something really, really difficult comes up for a person and you've never really dealt with it before. A person can, it doesn't always happen, but sometimes if a person is really resisting and just does not want to be dealing with it, they can get kind of dizzy or vertigo. And then they often tell me, but as soon as you put your feet down, because your feet are up, if you prefer, like it's because you're in a recliner and so you're just nice and relaxed, so you don't have to hold your body and your eyes are closed. And I'm kind of walking you through mental techniques just within your own mind about kind of how to, for one, it's very relaxing at the beginning, and then it's kind of once you're kind of in that state, then it's working on the problem, and then and then bringing you out afterwards. And so sometimes people will feel dizzy, or afterwards. Occasionally, it's so rare, but it's for the most part people feel amazing. But sometimes people will say that they will have a headache. The couple times that I've heard the headache was if somebody had a head injury, and then it came up in the hypnosis. It kind of brings up the body somatic manifestations of our problems if it comes up. What else? Those are kind of the main side effects. Are not really, it's really not.
Yeah, I think you've
bad.
debunked a lot of the myths that people.
I hope so, because that's the thing that's kind of keeping people from even considering it as a legitimate healing technique, because it is a legitimate healing technique. But yes, in the past it has been made to seem like we can make people do stuff. And the reason for that is because in this state of mind, the mind is more open and susceptible. And so it's much more, like I said, open to like considering different perspectives and to a higher truth. Yeah. Where I guess if in the past, if it's been used as a way to try to brainwash people or make people and tell people what to think versus helping them think for themselves, a lot of really good tools can be used for good or bad, like technology, for example. Sure. It can, but the guys in town who are helping with programming our computers aren't putting viruses in your computer. So I'm not brainwashing anybody. I'm a licensed professional. And I've always wondered, where are all these brainwashed people? Like, if we joke about, like, people being hypnotized to be a chicken, like, where are all these people walking around thinking they're a chicken? Like, I've never seen any. So it's just entertainment. Yep, and it works for entertainment, because it would not be nearly as good of a movie if they portrayed hypnosis what it really was.
Self-healed, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm fascinated.
I love it.
I want to try it.
Yes, you are more than welcome. I welcome most people, as long as it's a right fit. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if somebody wants to book with you, we said they can go to the Wellness Collective page, and then you have your own website.
Yep. So there's a Wellness Collective page where I'm on there, and then I have my own website, hypnotherapywithkelly.com. There's just a phone number is 507-291-8444. You can call or text that number. You can email me.
Perfect.
Yeah, many ways.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And yeah, that's it. Thank you.